Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 4th, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below. We can go deeper into whatever questions you have. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right. All right, Taurus. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Oh, goodness. All right, perfect. Okay. So we are crowned here, Taurus, with the Eight of Swords. So this new moon, okay, this new moon is in Leo. It's a very creative moon. It is a very dramatic moon. We also have Mars in Gemini during this new moon and during this time. So be very mindful about social media. Okay, we can tend to, and we have this tendency here crowning us, overthink, overanalyze, but we can also have a lot of heated energy online. So just kind of keep it calm, cool as a cucumber, type of thing. Go and explore what interests you, but don't engage in anything that can be argumentative during this time. So just be aware of that. With the Eight of Swords, we have a tendency to overthink. We have a tendency to overanalyze. We have a tendency to be too much in our own head. We're also setting our intention for the next 6 months, not only just like the 15 days till the full moon comes, but for the next 6 months. So we don't want to be too harsh on ourselves as we set our intentions, as we look at what it is that we desire, what we're building forward in our world now. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. Now, we do have so we have the sun and the moon are very closely opposing Caraclo. Now, Caraclo in mythology is the wife of Chiron, and she herself is a healer. All right. And this is the largest asteroid in our solar system. And Caraclo is so powerful in her grace, in her healing, in her connection. So she helps us align with peace. And so during this time, we can really hand that energy of I'm overthinking, I'm overanalyzing, I'm too much in my own head, I'm worrying, I'm kind of ripping myself apart about this, about that. We can hand that to her. We can say, Caraclo, you've got this, because she does. She's that all healing energy that we see in mythologies, we see in religions, and being able to connect with that power, connect with that grace is going to open us up to that healing and that energy being right beside us. So during this new moon in Leo, we can be highly creative. We can be with that creative tendency. We can be highly critical of ourselves, but we can hand that to Caraclo, and that will be very beneficial for us. And then moves us to the Knight of Cups. Move with your heart. Your heart is going to lead you in the right direction. This is water sign energy. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So moving with your heart is going to be just so important. It's going to be so beautiful. You will also feel very drawn to water sign energy, to strong emotions, but people who not wear their heart on their sleeve, because actually that you're going to find like, ooh, okay, you can rein it in a little bit, but who move with genuine emotion, who come from a place of peace, who come from a place of love. That is going to be one of your guiding, yeah, one of your guiding influences during this moon. And I love that we have right here the little, the little moon, the crescent moon in the corner, right? Very much signifying that new moon coming forward with us. So being aware of that energy during this time is going to be a very important thing and a very powerful thing, that we need to move forward with the power of our heart, but also holding up what we love. So when we're setting our intention during this time, and we're highly creative, we're highly intuitive during this energetic field, during this new moon, putting forward love is going to just absolutely be the most powerful thing for us. And then leads us to the Empress. And the Empress here is very much embracing our luxury, embracing our prosperity, embracing our passion, embracing our desire. It's saying here, I open myself up to the passion and beauty of my world. I open myself up to nourishing what I want to create and how I want to cultivate myself forward. So here with the Empress, that is going to be just so important for us. Again, the Caraclow energy, the silent, sacred nurturer coming forward. And it doesn't mean that this has to be sacred feminine energy, but it can be. It means that we are aligning with that sacred feminine force within us, and that is going to help elevate us. So during this moon here, Taurus, we are really embracing a power of ourselves. We are really embracing the nurturing of what we love, of those nearest and dearest to us, how we want to move forward in harmony. It moves us then to the Five of Cups reverse. So we do have a bit of a hard time changing our mind, changing our life, meaning that we can have a tendency to look at what isn't instead of what is. So we'll look at things that went wrong, and it's like, okay, this went wrong, instead of turning towards the healing love that will guide us forward and lead us in a beautiful direction. So being aware of that is going to be very important during this time. We can get a little stuck. We then have the Knight, we then have the King of Pentacles reverse. Now, I love how dapper he looks, but this being reversed can mean that we get too fixated on the money of things, the cost of things. So being aware of that, but also the productivity. Everything has to be making a profit. Everything has to be moving us forward. And this is a moon where you just kind of want to throw paint at the wall and see what happens. Like, we want to see how we create, how we cultivate, how we move forward in our passion and in our fire and in our understanding. So we can be a little bit too logical during this time, a little bit too, okay, well, it all has to be tied together. It all has to move together. So being aware of this is going to be important. We can also trip ourselves up because we can have that harsh criticism coming forward. We can have a hard time embracing our heart because our heart is going to feel guilty about everything. It's like the wind blows too hard in the east. We're going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It wasn't your fault. So be aware of this, Taurus, during this time. Excuse me. With the Knight, with the King of Pentacles, it's moving towards us, but it's also knowing that we can have very strict masculine energy coming forward. It's very immature masculine energy. So instead of embracing the sacred, the mature masculine energy, we can have people in our lives, we can have energy around us that is very immature, and we're stepping out of that, but we don't want to be caught in that trap. So just be aware of it. It's going to be a little bit alluring because there's going to be profit and reward and like, oh, doesn't this look great? And it does look great from the outside, but the energetic feel of it, the emotion of it, it's not going to be the best thing. We then have the Five of Swords. You are a completely different person. So the energy that's trying to pull you in here with the King of Pentacles reverse is very old energy. This is like, okay, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt type of thing. I know this energy. I know what it feels like. It's alluring because it's a little bit comfortable. It's like that favorite, t-shirt that's been washed so many times that it's just so soft. So just be aware of this during this time, that we can be pulled in because we're like, oh, this could be good. Or like, oh, this is familiar, and or this feels good. And we're not going to realize that this is familiar and feels good because it is following some trauma trends. So just being aware of that. With the Five of Swords here, you are a completely different person than you were before. And as you embrace the power of your voice, as you embrace you during this time, you're going to see that you're put in situations where you would have folded, right? You would have gone back to these old trauma trends, and now you're not going to. So being aware of this during this time is going to be very liberating. It's like, oh no, I know me, I know where I stand, I know what I want. I've been through the wars, right? And I'm not going to sway in the wind. Like, I'm not going to let doubt and fear hold me back and pull me back. So being aware of this is going to be very important. Now let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a butterfly in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced at random. So hit that bell notification, and announcements will only happen on this channel. So don't look for them anywhere else. They won't be anywhere else. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is Nourish. This is Plantain. This is nourishing you, soul and spirit, body and self. And that is just so important. This moon is going to nourish your creativity. It's going to move you towards the dramatic beauty of existence and life, but also the drama of a moonless sky. The stars shine through even brighter. There's a quiet, there's a little bit of a spookiness to a new moon. It's always used, I always think of like, Wuthering Heights with a new moon, where it's like dark and it's spooky. So here it's embracing that energy. It's embracing the energy of the unknown and letting it nourish us, the endless possibilities, and letting it open to us. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, okay, so we have two here. Oh, we have meditate. So we have meditation, which is the crown chakra, and we have personal power, which is the solar plexus chakra. So embracing our meditation, embracing calmly connecting with our heart and our soul. However we can meditate by walking, we can meditate by knitting, we can meditate by washing dishes. You can meditate in all different ways, or you can meditate by sitting, cross-legged on the floor and following your breath. It doesn't matter how you meditate. It matters that you do, because you're going to enhance your personal power. And as you align with your heart during this time, which we have the Knight of Cups here, so aligning with our heart is going to move us closer to what we love, what we desire. We are going to see ourselves embracing our power, embracing passion, embracing, the sense of like, oh yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can. And that's what also this moon is going to bring forward. This beautiful Leo energy is going to bring forward this real sense of like, oh yeah, I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I got this. I'm more than I ever thought I was. And that's going to be part of a realization that happens. And it will be such a cool thing. Write down your intentions for this new moon, right? And then see, and I know it's a long time, but see what happens 6 months from now. And see the way that you forge this path, not getting in your own way, because you're going to overthink and want to kind of take yourself out of the equation, because we're going to look at things and say, well, this went wrong, that went wrong, can't do this, can't do that. Spirit's like, don't do that to yourself. Look at yourself as luxury guided by your heart. Okay. Look at yourself as embracing opulence. It doesn't mean that you have to live in Versailles. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to go the Sun King kind of route. What it means is that you embrace the opulence and the joy and the beauty of just living, of just being here and on this adventure right here, right now, because you are a completely different person. And then in 6 months, you're going to be shocked, gobstopped, flabbergasted about how insanely beautiful your life is, how you've brought color and texture and joy and brilliance into your existence, and how you've started to create something that seemed impossible, right? It seemed impossible. Remember, Leo is represented by the lion. The lion is strength, right? The male lion is strength, but also reserves his energy. Kind of, I always think of him as a little bit lazy. That might be harsh. And the female lions are so protective, and they're protective of the male lion, and they, they expend more energy. So here, just looking at that dichotomy within ourselves. When do we rest? When do we take care of ourselves? Because a male lion, they're huge. Because I never really seen a lion, you don't know how big they are, but it's huge. And to expend that energy in that heat takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. So looking at yourself, when do you expend the energy, right? Or when do you sit back? When do you need to be lighter on your feet, embrace the feminine energy a little bit more? When do you need to be more firm, embracing the male energy a little bit more? So looking at that is going to be really important. And also knowing cats are cats, right? They come when they want to come and they go when they want to go, and you're lucky to be graced by their presence. So embracing some of that energy too here, Taurus, is going to be very good for us. It's going to be very empowering. Let's see the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is ourselves. This is Taurus energy. This is the high priest. We can have a tendency during this moon to cut our own wings, to say this is as high as you can fly, but not in that way that, Demeter, is it Demeter? No, that's not Demeter. Dedimus? I can't remember, but not in the way of Icarus was told. Like Icarus was told, do not fly too close to the sun. If you can remember his father's name, put it in the comment box below. I will be forever grateful. But Dedimus, I think it's Dedimus. Dedimus flew lower because he knew if he flew too high, he'd melt the wax on his wings. Icarus flew too high and he fell into the ocean and he didn't get to escape. And so here, it's not saying that we're flying too high, right? Here, we're going to be looking at things and saying, be sensible, be practical, be sensible, be practical. And we can be sensible and practical, but still embrace our dreams and our passion and nurture what it is that we want to create and bring forward into this world. Because we can have a tendency during this time to be our own harshest critic and our own worst enemy. So being aware of this is going to be really important. We can also have a bit of difficulty with other Taurian energy, so just be mindful about that. Taurus time frame is, of course, April 20th to May 20th. Now let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Let's dive deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Interesting. Angels and spirit guides. That's awesome. We have the new moon in Leo coming forward. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So this moon really does show, and what the lunar cards are saying here is that we really do see that we have a tendency to doubt ourselves, overthink ourselves, question ourselves during this time. Human, absolutely. But we need to really embrace the sacred masculine aspect of us. Not that everything has to be 110% just like this, or has to be so strict, so controlling. What we have to embrace is our confidence and our competence, not overthinking, not overanalyzing, but seeing that confidence is your key to success. And so here, embracing the sacred masculine, moving forward in that confident energy, that is going to be so beneficial to us. It moves us then, because we also have the really strong feminine energy from the cards coming forward. So if we embrace the masculine energy of the moon, which sounds like a funny thing to say, but the moon has masculine and feminine energy. One could say that when the moon is a full moon, it's, I would say it's more masculine because it's reflecting the light of the sun. And the sun is very masculine energy, has more masculine traits to it. But the sun also is Leo. So when the moon is new and the light isn't reflecting off of it, okay, this is going to be a time where we can silence ourselves and say, what do I really want? Not look at me, because Leo energy has a tendency to be a little bit vocal in that sense of look at me, but it's like, what do I want? It moves us then to the reverse of release and a time for healing. We need to embrace the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, embracing our emotions, embracing our love, letting ourselves heal, and letting ourselves release any negativity that is holding us back. Hold true to your convictions, because this moon can make us feel a little wishy-washy in things, but it's like, no, this is what I want, this is what I love, this is what I'm going after. It moves us then to show the world the real you and pleasure. And this is over the Empress. And we can have a really hard time embracing and stepping into our pleasure, stepping into who we really are and what we really want to be, instead of the expectations that are around us. This is going to be a moon where we need to say no a lot more. And we need to say, this is what I'm doing. This is my plan. This is what I'm going after. You like it? Great. You don't like it? That's okay. You don't have to. I'm still doing this for me. It moves us then to prosperity lies ahead. Now, this is the new moon in Taurus. When we overthink things, we are going to have a tendency, again, to look at the negative, to look at what we've done wrong. We will overthink it, saying, oh, this is the way it was supposed to be. I should have done it right. And then we don't see that prosperity lies ahead, and we don't realize that we are a lot more resilient. We think, oh wow, I've already been beaten down, or this has already gone, not according to plan. The plans during a lunar cycle, right? The plans, while guided by the moon, are forever changing. Why? Because the moon forever changes her face that she shows us. And we are going to see here the moon requires us to look at things and let in the element of chaos, just a bit more than we're ever used to or ever wanting to. And that can be difficult for us, Taurus, but it is going to be really important. It moves us then to be bold and make the first move. Again, we have that questioning energy around us. Can I actually do this? And because this is over the King of Pentacles reverse, we have a tendency of extremes, right? We're really into the extremes during this moon, the way that we can feel on top of the world, super creative, super charged, and then we can feel really doubting, really questioning, can I even do this? And we have a tendency to be wishy-washy. If we embrace our creativity and we embrace our passion, we are going to see ourselves opening to what is just extraordinary to us. If we let ourselves be too wishy-washy, okay, if we let ourselves be, too filled with doubt, we will have really good ideas and really terrible follow through. So just be aware of that. Also during this time, if you're sitting there and saying, Dane, you know what? The energy right now is too overwhelming for me, which I respect completely. I can't act right now. That again is absolutely respectable. Write down the ideas that you have, because you're going to be very creative, highly in tuned with what you want to create, what you want to cultivate. You need to look at that in you and then open up the door. And then you can open up the door later. You don't have to do it right now. So being aware of this is going to be super important. Hold your vision. All right. Know that you are quite different than how you were when you began the story, or even just like, a few weeks ago, a few days ago. You're quite different. And even though you don't want the unexpected, because you're like, listen, I've had enough surprises, I don't need this, know that the unexpected is going to come forward. Yeah. The unexpected reverse is like, yeah, I'm not really ready for this. I want things to be this certain way. And spirit is really saying to us that that's nice. We're on an adventure together. Our subconscious spirit message begins with mystery, and this is the ghost pipe. So we are going to see that this moon really brings up a lot of mysteries for us, a lot of insight, a lot of deeper understanding. It brings us then to our chakra energy, which is our solar plexus chakra reversed. This is self-mastery. So even though we really do feel empowered at times, and here there's no blockage, the blockage comes around the mastering of ourselves and the empowering of ourselves. So just know that here, even though we have personal power coming forward, we can really question it and be like, well, I just have to learn more. And that's also very much a trap that a Taurus can fall into. Like, I just need more knowledge. I just need more, a deeper understanding, a deeper this, a deeper that, once I'm an expert. And you can always be learning more. Even experts can learn more. So we can always be doubting ourselves, always questioning ourselves. So just be mindful about this, Taurus, because you won't know everything about everything. You just can't. I mean, people dedicate their whole lives to one field, one question. And even then, there's still more to learn. So being aware of this is going to be really important during this time, because you're trying to do too much. You're trying to spread yourself too thin. And it's like close enough is good enough. You don't have to be an expert on it. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of the Eight of Wands. Be mindful here because we can either feel like everything's moving too fast or it's moving too slow. So just be mindful about this. And whichever way it's going, we're going to want it to be the opposite. So again, being aware of this energy is going to be super important. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot energy, which is the Chariot, very strong Cancer energy coming forward. And this is very much taking the reins, charging forward, but taking what we love into rein and saying, my heart is guiding me and my passions are guiding me. And I'm not letting everybody else's emotions, everybody else's feelings, cloud my judgment of the way that I need to move forward. The silent time as we connect with Caraclo is just going to be so important during this moon and during our lives in general. It moves us then to our subconscious Luna message, which is focus. And then the energy is gaining momentum. And that is a beautiful sentence right here. Focus, comma, the energy is gaining momentum. Everything is changing. Everything is shifting. You can feel it. It's overwhelming, right? And that's why so many people are like, there's so many people jumping on this evolution train of spirit and soul and meditation and connection. But there are so many of us who are also very afraid of it, you know? And we can be sitting there and saying, I didn't want everything to change so quickly. So whether we are the people who are jumping on the train and like, yes, this is awesome, I'm here for this, or whether we're saying, no, this needs to slow down, I'm overwhelmed by this, we need to look at our heart and our soul and ourselves and know that we need to focus not on everybody else because the scope is too big. We just need to focus on ourselves. The energy is gaining momentum. The power is coming for you. And there is such a blessing with this new moon, especially towards creativity. However you express yourself, whether you are an artist, a mathematician, a scientist, a doctor, a lawyer, it does not matter how you express yourself. How you express your knowledge, what you view as your art. What matters is that you focus that energy into it and you let yourself move forward in it. And that is going to be just the most powerful, beautiful thing for you ever. Okay. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So and please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye, and have a blessed moon. Bye.